Hey everybody, Ashley here with Charlie, who is so kindly showing off some fantastic school spirit. Today we are going to go through the urinary system. So we're going to go through, there's 3 parts on the study guide that have anatomy. The last part is microscopic, so I'm going to take a little picture on my computer and do a little follow along with that, and I'll post it in a separate video. So I'm going to go ahead and expose Charlie here. Sorry for the bobbing of the phone. Okay. So, on your study guide, what do we need to know? So the first thing on your study guide are the kidneys themselves. Pretty simple, if I can put it back together. There we go. The kidneys, obviously, we have a pair of these structures, one on either side. And these are going to be major filtering structures within your body, major homeostasis structures, filtering blood, removing waste, reabsorbing materials that are useful, very important structures. So in the study guide, after kidney, the next thing that we have are the ureters. So ureters here are the major pipeline. You can see they're about 3 to 4 millimeters in size, and they're passing from the kidney, and they're going all the way down. Now, if we pop this out and we look, we'll see there is also a tubing on the side here, and that's going to follow through, and it's going to connect into where the bladder is, which is where it's going in. So let's go ahead and open up this structure. And we'll do it in the male and the female. So that ureter, again, is going to end here in the bladder. The bladder is shown here in the female. Here it is in the male. It's not that it's larger in the male. I'm going to turn my phone here so you can see both of them. It's just that because of the size constraints of the model, they've got a lot of space taken up here by the uterus. So here they're showing the bladder kind of condensed down. Notice they're both highly muscular. So they're surrounded by that band of muscle. And that strength, that ability is really important because obviously we want to be able to control when we urinate, and we want to be able to go in frequently. So this muscle, this tough nature of the bladder is really, really important. So after urine makes its way down that ureter and into the bladder, when we are going to relieve ourselves then, that means we have to pass through one more little duct or pipeline here, which is going to be down the urethra. Now, females, the urethra is just going to have urine. Males, we know the urethra, as it passes by, is also going to be collecting that semen, which can also then exit out that same opening. So, that is kind of our core, kind of basic flow for urine. So, next thing we want to do is we want to go back up here to the top and just very briefly show blood flow in our kidneys. So we can see on both sides of our kidneys that we have an artery coming in, which is here with the red, and here we have a vein that's coming back out, shown with the blue. The artery here, so we have oxygen-rich blood coming down through the aorta to the abdominal aorta, coming over here to the renal artery, and then going to the kidney. And then that deoxygenated blood with waste is going to pass back out. It's going to enter into the renal vein. It's going to come back through, connect here to the inferior vena cava, and then, of course, that would return back up to the lungs to collect oxygen. So next, we want to go inside one of our kidneys. And you'll see right here where these merge together, there's an opening in this kidney. And that's the hilus. So it's kind of where that number 8-ish is shown, not exactly, but in that general area. And you can see that that's where the artery and the vein enter into that kind of notch of the kidney. So next we're going to go through the layers of the kidney itself. I'm going to go ahead and just turn my phone so it's a little bit easier to see. Zoom in as much as I can, brighten her up a little bit. So that outer layer that I took off, that dark colored layer, if we go to the other kidney, that is going to be the renal capsule, so the outermost protective layer on our kidney. You can see a little residue, a dark brown layer on the outside here as well. In from that, you're going to hit the renal cortex, the second layer. It's kind of gray colored in this particular model, and that's going to be the space for the arterioles, the venules. You can see here all the little red and blue vessels. So that's going to be how we're going to oxygenate and remove waste and things from this part of the kidney. In from that, you're going to hit the renal columns. Now, if we zoom in a little bit further, you'll see that there's actually space in the middle here, these columns that form. So we can see how those smaller vessels are going to be able to get further into parts of the kidney. Those are important. Zoom back out. Next up, we're going to have the renal medulla. So you'll see we have these tough muscle bands. These are the renal medulla. And the renal medulla are going to be broken up into two major parts, the renal pyramid, which is the pyramid-shaped portion of it, and then this connecting bit all the way inside here, kind of like where the white is shown, that's going to be the renal papilla. So this little top edge of the medulla. So this is going to be where a lot of that waste filtering and fluid elimination is going to occur. Now, if you keep following it, you'll notice that this comes out here at number 6, and then goes here to a number 7. So what we're looking at here are the calyces, and we're going to flow from the minor calyces, which are where the splits are, because there's more of them, to the major calyces, which there's going to be less of that. There's just this one big one here. So as when urine is being filtered, we know that it's coming, when waste is being filtered to form urine, it's going to pass down through that medulla, down through into the minor calyces, out to the major calyces, over to here where that hilum came in. And then if we remember back to what we talked about at the beginning, out the ureters. And then from the ureters, we're going to trace all the way down. We remember that we're going to go into the bladder. And then from the bladder, we go out the urethra and we exit. Okay, so that's really all I have to show you on the inside. Again, I'm going to do a quick post to show you some of those microscopic details of the kidney. Where are we going to be in that video? Maybe is the one thing I do want to mention. So where we're going to be, I dropped part of the kidney. We are going to be zooming in on these deep inner workings. So we're actually going to be going down into the medulla. In those next pictures. So we're going to be breaking that portion of the kidney down to talk about how it actually works at more of a physiological level. Okay, check out that video and hope you guys are all having a fantastic week.